What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. Specifically, we're going to be focusing on a couple of very interesting things. As you guys know, we've been tracking a very interesting uptrend that has been forming on some of the bigger cryptocurrencies in the market space, and we've been pretty much tracking it down to the next couple of days being the last before we see any sort of significant change. As we appear to get closer and closer, we're starting to see a difference in trends. You can see specifically on Bitcoin, we ended up retesting that resistance literally like 2 days ago, and it seems like we managed to break below it. Now, I don't want to get everyone too excited or too nervous in regards to trading in here, because there are some things we do have to go over, because we have seen these trends before. We have broken below it and we have shot up back, above this support. It's really depending on whether or not we do this today. Today is probably going to be one of the last days before we really see which direction this coin wants to take us to. Specifically that, we're going to be looking at Ethereum, which will help us guide which direction we're going to be moving to, as well as some of the other cryptos. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the channel, cryptocurrency, or anything like that, you can message me or DM me on there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, so yesterday's video, as you can clearly see, we left off, let me go back there. 2 days ago, yesterday, we left off saying that there were 2 days left, or is it happening now? You can see 2 days left for XRP, Ripple, and Bitcoin. Which direction are we heading to? As you can see, my analysis has slowly changed from being fairly confident with the uptrend to now potentially seeing a correction to the downside, as we have broken bearish, you can see below the uptrend. This gives me some concern, but not necessarily anything I'm too worried about, due to the fact that there are some coins that do show some other signs that we do need to use to help chart. Obviously, if we look at the market, we did hit some sort of resistance. We broke down below it. Most of the coins are down merely 3%, 3 to 4%, really nothing to be too worried about. We really haven't seen that big volume yet. This isn't a bearish break just yet. It is still something that could lead to that, or it could lead to a potential bull run to the upside. There's a couple things we have to look at within these cryptocurrencies to really gauge which direction the markets want to move to. So I want to start off with Bitcoin, then we'll look at Ethereum, XRP, and Litecoin. So as you guys can see, I'm on the Bitcoin chart. This is the Coinbase chart, the daily, and you can see that if we just focus on this middle moving, on the MACD really quickly, we are coming once again very close to retesting this support right here. If we cross over there, it's a bearish signal and we are going to head lower. Now, we have in the past, as you can see right here, came very close to it and literally just bounced up and went back inside our support, which was great. Kind of what I want to see happen in today's candle. We have literally 7.5 hours left before today's candle closes, so we have plenty of time to figure out what exactly is going to happen. We have had in the past where we have broken below the uptrend and then the next candle shot us right back up inside of here. That's more or less what I'm looking to see, and I do have some confidence that this could happen. Now, obviously, I am no financial advisor, so I can't definitely make that call, but as you all know, I'm literally just giving you guys my opinion on the market and what I'm going to be doing with my trades. As we know, I need the 7.5 hours to get much smaller. I'm looking for maybe 20 minutes out from that potential move, and then I will decide right before the candle closes. We'll see what happens. If this candle can gain support and we can gain just a little bit of volume to get the price from its current price at $6,800 back above $7,000, maybe $7,200 to get us back inside the uptrend, I'm going to be fairly confident we're going to be breaking bullish. If we stay below it and we close today's candle below, there's a good chance we're going to correct lower. But I'm fairly confident in the other happening. There's pretty much a couple of signals here that I do want to discuss with you as to why we could be correcting back up in today's candle, if not tomorrow. Specifically, I want to look at the DueDEX chart here. You can see this is also the Bitcoin chart, and you can see a very interesting move is happening. So I'm not too concerned that we have broken bearish yet. Not all hope is lost. If you just focused on here, yeah, I can understand why you would think potentially a correction to the downside is due. But if you look at the DueDEX chart, you can see on the Bitcoin scale, we really haven't seen any bearish movements just yet. You'll notice if we just extend back into November, December, January, we've been kind of trading in between this support here for a very long time. 3 months, actually, before we were able to break out. Is that what we're going to see today? I don't know. Are we going to see that in the next couple of months? I don't know. But just notice, this is a massive resistance, the $7,400 resistance level. And we've been trading in between here for many, many, many days. The same thing applies to here. Just because we got rejected from that $7,400 resistance doesn't mean we're going to break down just yet. You can see it was acting as an extremely aggressive and strong resistance, which we finally were able to overcome, and now we're finally trading above it. So the price is retesting this once again. There's a chance we could slip below it and we could come right back up inside of it, but we really do need the market to play out on DueDEX before we can really make that final judgment call. Now, obviously, you guys should be taking advantage of DueDEX. I've told you this, practically every episode the past couple of weeks, specifically because this move is coming within a day or two. As you can see, we are getting very close. It is very obvious. This may be the fourth higher low at play here. We have to consider 1, 2, 3, 4. This could be the fourth higher low in the position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even the fifth one here. So we're not necessarily all hope is lost just yet. There is still some more room for consolidation, and we could correct back up in here. And there's a lot of signs that point to a correction, actually. So that's why you should be having DueDEX available, because there's less risk involved. Theoretically, you can be playing around with much less money using leverage trading. You can buy long, you can sell short, you can even open up, short limits, take profits, stop loss, all different, tools are available on DueDEX to help us better our trade. Obviously, as I said in my previous video, I will be showing you guys the specific trade that I'm going to be making when we get much closer to the market, whether we're going to short, whether we're going to buy long. And if you guys want to follow along with me, I highly recommend you prepare yourself prior to that movement by registering for DueDEX, signing up. It's free to sign up. It's easy. They're offering sign-up bonuses. All that is in the description down below. So definitely check it out. This way you guys are following, on the same footsteps as I am. And when this movement happens, we'll either capitalize off the massive, correction to the upside, or we'll capitalize off the drop in price to the downside. Either direction will make money, either buying long or selling short. And specifically, those trades are also found on my Patreon if you guys want to check it out. But here's why I am fairly bullish. One coin that we haven't that's been underlooked at, it may be considered the underdog, something you guys need to pay attention to. So Ethereum, one of the coins that I said just a couple of days ago was to avoid because it was acting fairly uncertain. We weren't really seeing much to follow. It was hard to predict. It broke way, way, way more bullish than we expected. It was above its resistance and it was over its middle moving averages. Well, if we just now apply this information to today's video, there's a couple of very interesting things we can figure out. So this correction to the downside was very significant to Bitcoin and trading Bitcoin because we've also had that same correction within Bitcoin. So obviously, when we see it in Ethereum, it looks a little bit easier to trace than Bitcoin's because Bitcoin fell below the uptrend while Ethereum didn't. Ethereum, yes, broke below its middle moving average, broke below its resistance, but it is actually literally hitting its support. There's a very high chance it could bounce off of here and head up higher. So if things go according to plan, this may actually be higher lows forming, and we could actually be able to swing back up off of this support. Not only that, but we were extremely overbought on the 4-hour back over here, and we've practically fallen all the way down to 46 on the relative strength indicators on Ethereum. So if things seem to be playing out correctly, maybe we shouldn't be paying that much attention to Bitcoin, XRP, Litecoin, and maybe we should be looking at Ethereum a little bit more because if things trade correctly, we're literally only at 54 on the relative strength indicators, and we may actually experience a bounce off of here and head up higher. That's something that I'm considering. Definitely let me know what you think down below in the comments. Same thing applies with these cryptos. Ethereum shows that we're bouncing off this bottom support. If this holds true, the rest of the market should follow Ethereum's pattern. This may be what we should be looking at to chart the rest of the, the market. You can see XRP is starting to see that same bounce, that same recovery. Litecoin seeing that same recovery here. Maybe we should be extending this like this ever so slightly. It is still a possibility, but what I'm saying is Ethereum is still bouncing off of here. And if this plays out correctly, I mean, we could even move it ever so slightly down more just to cover these two bottoms. But regardless, you can see what I'm referring to. The higher lows are still in play. We may actually be heading up to an upside in literally the next couple of days. I really do think we're coming to that apex, and it will break, and we will obviously get that deciding factor as to which ways. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and remember to enter the giveaway, guys. There's literally 10 days left before it is over, so definitely make sure to check it out. There is a link to this in the description, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.